Hi, I'm Dr. Neal. I'm CEO of Global Nutritional Healing.
Hi, and I'm Joy Feldman. I'm the Director of Global Nutritional Healing.
And we have a school that offers certificate programs in mineral balancing.
Yes. And today we're going to talk about slow oxidation and what that is, right, Heather?
That's right. What is oxidation rate? The oxidation rate, simply put, is how our body burns the foods that we eat and then turns them into energy. Gives us
It's
the
the
energy.
burn factor, absolutely.
That's right.
Yes, yes. And I have in my mind, like, a turtle is a slow oxidizer, kind of, makes it to the finish line, but goes slowly. And what's interesting, the majority of adults, I'd say 80 to 90%, are slow oxidizers. So
We're
what is
starting to see it in
slow
children
ox-
too.
Yes.
Sorry.
So what exactly is a slow oxidizer?
So it's a slow oxidizer is that where we burn our foods at a slower than ideal rate. So it means our adrenals are slower, our thyroid is slower, our digestion. Just think of everything our body does, and it's doing it slower, and it's just not working as well.
And there's a little bit of history that goes with this term. It was actually coined by George Watson. He's a PhD, and he wrote this book called Nutrition in Your Mind. And he used odor and tests, and then the pH of the blood to determine the oxidation rate. Then Dr. Eck came in and he used this concept and applied it to the mineral balancing work. So you don't have to have blood work to find this out. You can simply do a hair test to find out your oxidation rate.
Exactly.
So,
and it's
sorry, Heather, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, what are some of the symptoms that we often see with people who are slow oxidizers?
They feel cold hands, cold feet, brittle hair, dry
Tired.
skin, tired. Oh my gosh, that's probably the number one.
Super
I left it
tired.
out. Everybody's got that.
Even some of people are like despairing and could even be suicidal if their oxidation rate is super slow. And even emotionally, you'll see a lot of, depression, anxiety can be tied into that. And blood pressure and blood sugar tends to be low in slow oxidizers. Constipation.
That's a big one. Yep.
Yeah.
And you might not have all of these symptoms. These are just some common symptoms of slow oxidation. We still have to get a hair test because I don't know if you've done this, Joy. I've guessed. I've tried to, I look at the symptoms and I'm like, oh, they must be a slow oxidizer. And you get the test and it's not. They're maybe in a stress fast for some reason. And you're not going to give them the right program if you were to guess that they were a slow oxidizer. So.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Excellent point. And typically the body type for a slow oxidizer is they are more of a pear shaped and they carry their weight more in their hips. You'll see that often. And, it's kind of interesting. The other thing we should touch on real briefly is what are the causes for slow oxidation? It could be chronic stress. I've never had that. Have you?
We're laughing.
Because we both have been there. And even dietary factors like certain stimulants, sugar, caffeine, using that for too long just burns out those adrenal glands. I'm trying to
what
think
we're born with too is another one. You can be born, like I was not super healthy when I had my daughter. So she was a fast, amazingly, but she could have become, I was so slow that could have been passed on because my mineral balance.
Right.
So.
And then the other factors easily could be toxic chemicals, pesticides. They have a suppressive effect on the glandular system. Excess toxic metals. If I can get the word excess and toxic out in one
Say
sentence.
that 3 times fast.
I know, right? Excess toxic metals can also stress out the body and push people into slow oxidation. Not enough rest, too much work, lot of fear, discouragement, all of that can put people into slow oxidation. So how do we work with people who are slow oxidizers? We work on their diet, right? So what are some of the foods that we might encourage people to eat that are slow?
Good quality proteins, that's probably the main one. And we
Amen.
work with people. If you can't eat proteins, we still will work with you. I've worked with many people that are a vegan or, vegetarian, but proteins are probably the big one for slow oxidizers.
Right, right, right. Yeah, so I think those are the important things to touch on for slow oxidation. And if you want to learn more, please, where should they go?
Globalnutritionalhealing.com.
That's right. And here's to your health.
Bye.
Bye-bye.